Senator Amy Klobuchar is not just a colleague, but a close friend of both Melissa Hortman and John Hoffman. She joined me in studio earlier this morning to talk about this tragic loss. And joining us now is Senator Klobuchar. Senator, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Esme.
Where were you when you heard this horrible news, and what was your immediate reaction?
So I heard about it from Governor Walz. He called me at 5 in the morning, told me what happened. I got right back. I left the night before, and I just took the first flight back to get here. Melissa was, and you know, she's been on your show many times. She was extraordinary. I look at what some of the Republicans are saying about her in terms of her ability to work with them to get a budget done this year, her ability to get all the big things she got done the last few years, from, you know, free school lunch to paid family leave. But I just think that part of her that I most remember is when we first got into politics. We both had little kids. Her door knocking, those Brooklyn Park, Champlain, meeting everyone, like knowing everyone in the district, somehow balancing two little kids, being a Girl Scout leader, being a Sunday school teacher, her dogs, and then maybe all that juggling made her such a powerful speaker because she moved her way up at the legislature and made some major changes there about how things work. Called out the card game. That was one of my favorite things.
Right. She called out the guys' card game at the legislature and put an end to it because it was guys only. One of the things that I think is extraordinary about her is that she lost her first two races, but she persisted, as they say.
That's her. I mean, she has this sort of had this. I keep thinking she's still there every time I see her picture, and I think about those two kids today, Father's Day with Mark. They didn't just lose a mom; they lost a dad. But I just think about how she just brought people with her. And as you were just saying earlier to me, keeping coalitions together like she did at the legislature. Well, and you've got to have a really high emotional sense to be able to deal with some of the stuff that goes over there, and a calm. And she had all of that in one package.
Yeah, and some people may not like all the myriad of laws that were passed in 2023 by the Minnesota legislature, but those were due to Melissa Hortman in large part, keeping that House coalition together, and she was really a master at it.
Right, and then the master of working with her Republican counterpart, Speaker Demo, and getting and moving a budget along with Aaron Murphy and along with Governor Walz and everyone, that they're able to just get that done. That's a different kind of skill, right? So we are all going to miss her so much.
Okay.
And Senator Hoffman, we just pray for his recovery, that they're stable is very good.
This is all just so incredibly shocking. One of the things that I have heard you mention is the Brooklyn Park Police Department, and I don't know that they've gotten enough of praise in the midst of this horrible tragedy, but you have a very important point, especially for somebody from a prosecutor's standpoint, that you know what it takes to get people.
Well, I think some of my colleagues nationally, they can't believe when they hear the story, so they show up at a horrific crime scene at Senator Hoffman's house. And they are there, and they could have just called in, they did that, they called in the first responder, clearly saved their lives. But then they think we better check on Speaker Hortman. So they immediately go over there. And that is when they encounter him. He'd already, of course,
he opened fire.
He'd already gunned down Representative Hortman, her husband, but they were then able to discover who he was, which is greatly helping them now in this manhunt. Otherwise, they may have had no idea, and more importantly, he may have been going on to kill others. Right. But the Brooklyn Park Police, to put themselves in that harm's way, I'm sure just a few of them, and go right over there and check that out at the same time, that will go down when this guy is caught, and he will be caught as the moment.
Right. And final thoughts about Melissa Hortman?
You know, with this increase in political violence, increase in threats against judges, politicians of both parties, I've just been telling people and members of Congress, I've been saying, just look at her, look at what she did, and how she was in it for all the right reasons, how she literally now lost her life because of what she was willing to do. Yes, standing up for things that may have been the motivation of this killer, but it was also her love of service. And remember, that's why we go into things, and hopefully it'll get them to a better place.
And I do want to note that Senator Thune, the majority leader, has ordered extra security for you, and also Senator Tina Smith. Capitol Police are actually here in our building, and want to thank them for protecting you and others. And it's a reality check about.
It is. We've had an increase in threats against members of Congress from 1,600 in 2016 to this last year, over 9,000 threats. So that's true. But right now, with this madman on the loose, I am much more worried just about whoever he may run into along the way. But we do thank law enforcement.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Esme.
Senator Klobuchar.